Let me begin with a surprising truth. For decades, we've been told that eggs are the perfect protein. One egg has about 6 grams of high-quality protein, and for a long time, it was seen as the gold standard. But new science is revealing something astonishing. There is a food, small, humble, and often overlooked, that actually contains more protein, gram for gram, than eggs. It's not meat, it's not dairy, it's not even soy. It's a nut. And the discovery of what this nut can do is rewriting the way we think about aging, strength, and muscle health. Now, why does this matter so much? Because as the years go by, one of the most silent yet devastating changes in the body is muscle loss, a condition known as sarcopenia. It begins quietly, often in your 40s, and accelerates with every passing decade. You might notice it when climbing stairs feels harder, or when lifting grocery bags leaves you winded. But what's happening inside your body is far more dangerous. When muscles weaken, the entire system begins to unravel. Balance falters, metabolism slows, fat builds up in places it doesn't belong, blood sugar becomes unstable, and even the brain suffers because muscles are a hidden endocrine organ. They send signals that keep the mind sharp. So the question becomes, what food can actually fight this process? What food can deliver not just protein, but the right kind of protein, paired with compounds that support circulation, reduce inflammation, and protect the nervous system? The answer lies in pistachios. Yes, the little green nut hidden inside a shell. Science is now showing that pistachios are not only packed with plant-based protein, but also contain nearly 20 times the density of certain essential amino acids compared to eggs when measured by weight. And what truly sets them apart is that they come with something eggs do not have: fiber, antioxidants, and healthy fats that work synergistically with the protein to protect aging muscles. Imagine sitting at your breakfast table. Instead of a plate with just scrambled eggs, you add a small bowl of pistachios. What happens next is extraordinary. The protein begins repairing muscle fibers. The fiber nourishes your gut bacteria, which then send anti-inflammatory compounds throughout your body. The antioxidants protect your blood vessels, keeping circulation strong, and the healthy fats stabilize your hormones, including those that regulate muscle growth and fat metabolism. That simple addition begins reshaping your entire biology from the inside out. But there's another reason pistachios are a breakthrough for older adults. Unlike eggs, which are almost pure protein and fat, pistachios are loaded with arginine, an amino acid that stimulates nitric oxide. This widens blood vessels, improves blood flow, and ensures that nutrients actually reach your muscles where they are needed most. Think of it like upgrading the plumbing in an old house. Suddenly, everything flows better, cleaner, and with less resistance. Your muscles don't just get protein, they get the circulation that allows protein to be used. And there's more. Studies now show that pistachios lower bad cholesterol, improve blood sugar control, and reduce the kind of inflammation that silently erodes muscles. Eggs, while valuable, cannot offer that same protective package. This is why pistachios are beginning to be recognized not just as a snack, but as a functional food for aging well. Now, I know what you may be wondering. How much is enough? The research shows that a small handful, about 1 to 2 ounces per day, can make a measurable difference. That's only about 40 to 50 kernels. Eat them as a snack. Add them to oatmeal. Sprinkle them over yogurt or blend them into a smoothie. The key is consistency. Over weeks and months, those little green nuts become a shield, rebuilding muscle fibers, protecting your heart, and sharpening your mind. Picture this. You're walking with a friend. The path has a slight incline, but instead of struggling, your stride feels strong and steady. Your breathing is smooth. You don't even think twice about the hill. That strength isn't just the result of exercise. It's fueled by what you've been feeding your body. Nutrients that repair, restore, and regenerate. And in this case, a humble handful of pistachios is part of that fuel. Now here's the caution. Not all nuts are created equal. Some are roasted in oils and heavily salted, stripping away their benefits. The secret is to choose raw or lightly roasted pistachios without added oils or sugars. That's when you get the full benefit of their protein and protective compounds. So the next time you think about protein, don't stop at eggs. Look to the power hidden inside pistachios. This nut beats eggs not just in protein density, but in the complete package it delivers to your muscles, your blood vessels, your metabolism, and your brain. The story of pistachios is a story of rediscovery. For centuries they've been part of human diets, but only now are we learning just how extraordinary they are for protecting health with age. Science is catching up with tradition, and the message is clear. One small daily habit can change the trajectory of aging. But why pistachios? Why would nature hide such a powerful secret inside a tiny green nut that most people overlook as just a snack? The answer lies in the way the human body interacts with food. Every food we eat has a kind of biological signature. Eggs deliver protein, yes, but they don't deliver the cofactors that make that protein truly transformative for the body. Pistachios, on the other hand, come with protein wrapped inside a package of nutrients designed by nature to work together like an orchestra. Think of protein as the lead violinist. Important, yes, but without the rest of the orchestra, the music is incomplete. Pistachios bring the whole ensemble. The antioxidants act like the brass section, blasting out signals that protect blood vessels from oxidative stress. The fiber is like the percussion, steady and grounding, keeping blood sugar in rhythm. The healthy fats are the deep notes of the cello, giving the entire piece its richness and balance. And together, this symphony nourishes not only your muscles, but also your heart, your metabolism, and even your brain. This is why researchers studying aging populations are stunned at what they're seeing. In communities where pistachios and other nutrient-dense nuts are eaten daily, there are lower rates of sarcopenia, fewer cases of type 2 diabetes, and slower cognitive decline. One recent clinical trial revealed that when older adults added pistachios to their daily diet, they not only improved muscle strength, but also showed sharper memory performance compared to those who didn't eat tea. This tells us something profound. Food doesn't just fuel the body, it programs it. Now imagine your own life through this lens. You're at the grocery store. You reach for eggs, but then you pause and add a bag of pistachios to your cart. Over time, that simple act changes how your body ages. With each handful, you're not just filling your stomach. You're sending signals to your muscles to grow, to your blood vessels to open, to your brain to sharpen. You're reducing silent inflammation that would otherwise steal away your energy and mobility. That moment at the grocery store becomes a turning point in your health story. But here's where the plot thickens. While pistachios shine, not every nut carries the same impact. Almonds are rich in vitamin E, but lack the arginine that fuels circulation. Walnuts are packed with omega-3s but don't deliver as much protein. Peanuts, technically legumes, can be helpful but don't have the same amino acid density. Pistachios stand out because they bring together high protein, amino acids for circulation, antioxidants, and fiber in one single package. It's this rare combination that makes them nature's answer to sarcopenia. And the benefits don't stop there. Pistachios contain lutein and zeaxanthin, carotenoids that are concentrated in the retina of your eyes. That means they're not just rebuilding muscles, they're protecting your vision from age-related macular degeneration. One small nut, working across multiple systems in the body, defending your muscles, your heart, your brain, and your eyes, all at once. That's what I call a longevity food. But here's the catch. The way most people eat pistachios is actually stripping away many of the very benefits we've been talking about. This is the hidden trap. Walk into any supermarket and look at the snack aisle. You'll see pistachios roasted in oils, coated in salt, dusted with artificial flavors, sometimes even dipped in sugar. They're marketed as fun snacks, but the truth is, those versions can sabotage your health instead of saving it. Why? Because when pistachios are roasted in cheap oils, those oils oxidize, creating compounds that fuel inflammation, the very thing that weakens muscles and damages blood vessels. When you cover pistachios in too much salt, blood pressure rises, circulation stiffens, and the benefits of arginine and nitric oxide are cancelled out. And when sugar is added, your blood sugar spikes, insulin surges, and instead of protecting your muscles, you're feeding fat storage. This is why so many people think they're doing something healthy, when in fact, they're unknowingly adding fuel to the fire of aging. Imagine someone pouring handfuls of candy-coated pistachios into a bowl, thinking they're nourishing their body. What they don't see is the silent muscle loss, the creeping blood pressure, the inflammation building up in arteries. That bowl of snack food becomes a silent saboteur. But here's the good news. It's easy to avoid this trap. The real secret is to eat pistachios as close to their natural state as possible, raw or lightly roasted, unsalted, with no oils, no sugar, and no artificial flavors. That's when you unlock their true potential. That's when every gram of protein, every antioxidant, every trace of fiber is working in harmony to rebuild and protect your body. And here's where it gets exciting. You don't need a mountain of pistachios. Just a small handful, about 40 to 50 kernels, delivers muscle-protecting protein, circulation-enhancing arginine, gut-healing fiber, and vision-protecting carotenoids. That handful is like a medicine chest disguised as a snack. Eaten daily, it turns into a shield against sarcopenia, frailty, and decline. So the real question is this: how will you eat them? Will you let the food industry trick you with flavored, salted versions that strip away benefits? Or will you choose the form that nature intended? Simple, pure, powerful. That choice made at your kitchen counter can define your health 10 years from now. So how do you bring this nut into your life in a way that's effortless, enjoyable, and truly transformative? The answer is integration. You don't need to overhaul your entire diet. You don't need complicated recipes or expensive supplements. What you need are small, intentional shifts that turn pistachios from an occasional snack into a daily ritual of protection. Let's begin with breakfast. Imagine your morning oatmeal. Warm, comforting, but often bland or loaded with sugar. Instead, sprinkle in crushed pistachios. Suddenly, that bowl becomes a muscle-protecting powerhouse. The protein in the oats combines with the amino acids in the pistachios. The fiber slows digestion, keeping your blood sugar steady. The antioxidants begin their work of protecting your blood vessels before the day even begins. Or picture a smoothie. Many people throw in bananas, berries, maybe some spinach. But here has the upgrade. Add a tablespoon of pistachio butter, or a small handful of shelled pistachios before blending. The healthy fats turn the smoothie creamy. The protein keeps you full. The arginine fuels nitric oxide, widening your arteries. That smoothie doesn't just taste good, it sets the stage for strength all day long. Now think about the midday slump. It's 3 p.m. and energy crashes. Most people reach for coffee, cookies, or processed snacks, but imagine pulling out a small bag of pistachios instead. As you chew, your body receives a steady stream of protein, magnesium, and antioxidants. Your brain perks up. Your muscles get fed. And instead of a sugar spike followed by a crash, you glide through the afternoon steady and alert. And yes, pistachios belong at dinner too. Toss them over a salad with leafy greens, roasted vegetables, and olive oil, or grind them into a crust for fish or chicken. That meal now delivers not just flavor, but deep nutrition for muscle repair while you sleep. Here's what's remarkable. These tiny changes add up. A sprinkle here, a handful there, a topping on dinner. Each act is small, but together they create momentum. Over weeks, your body begins to change. Stiffness eases, strength returns, energy stabilizes, and behind the scenes, silent inflammation drops, arteries relax, and muscles quietly rebuild themselves fiber by fiber. This is where science meets life. Not in laboratories, but in your kitchen, your grocery cart, your daily habits. And it's why pistachios, though overlooked for so long, are becoming one of the most exciting longevity foods we have. Let's pause for a moment and imagine two different paths. On the first path, pistachios never enter the picture. Breakfast is toast and jam, or a sugary cereal. Snacks are crackers or cookies. Muscles quietly waste away, unnoticed at first. Stairs feel harder, balance feels less steady, carrying groceries strains the back. Fatigue creeps in and feels normal, even though it isn't. Inside the body, inflammation builds, arteries stiffen, the brain loses some of its protective signals from muscle. Stroke risk rises silently. But it's the slow drift of decline, and most people don't even realize it's happening until it's too late. Now, picture the second path. The same morning begins, but this time, a bowl of oatmeal is topped with pistachios. Midday, instead of chips, a small handful of pistachios fuels the body. Dinner includes pistachios sprinkled over vegetables, adding both crunch and nutrients. Day after day, muscles are fed, circulation improves, inflammation drops. The difference is subtle at first, less stiffness, steadier energy. But weeks later, something remarkable happens. Climbing stairs no longer feels like a struggle. Balance is stronger. Carrying groceries feels easier. Even the mind feels sharper, with fewer memory slips. The same person, the same life, but powered by the protective strength of a single, overlooked nut. This is the transformation. It's not about eating a superfood once in a while. It is about weaving it into daily life so that your biology begins to shift in your favor. Pistachios become part of the background of your health story, silently fighting sarcopenia, protecting circulation, sharpening your brain, and guarding your independence. The choice is clear. One path leads to decline, frailty, and loss of freedom. The other leads to strength, energy, and a longer, more vibrant life. And what separates them is often as simple as what you choose to add to your plate. So here we are, standing at a crossroads. You've now discovered that pistachios, these small humble nuts, are more than just a snack. They are a quiet powerhouse delivering more protein than eggs by weight, wrapped in healthy fats, rich antioxidants, and nutrients that support circulation, protect the brain, and guard against muscle loss. They are not a fad. They are not a trend. They are an ancient food rediscovered by science, waiting for us to take them seriously again. I want you to think about something deeply personal for a moment. Think about your legs, the strength that carries you up the stairs, the power that lets you rise from a chair, the stability that keeps you from falling. Think about your heart, the pump that never rests, the engine that gives life to every cell in your body. Think about your mind, the memories of your family, the stories you've lived, the wisdom you hold. These are the treasures of your life. They are worth protecting. And science now shows us that what we eat can either preserve these treasures or slowly erode them. The good news? Change does not have to be complicated. You don't need a pharmacy, you don't need a miracle pill, you don't even need to overhaul your entire diet overnight. Sometimes it begins with the simplest of steps, like choosing a handful of pistachios. Think about that. One handful. Not an expensive supplement. Not a prescription with side effects. Just a natural, satisfying food that your body already knows how to use. And here's the most inspiring part. It's never too late to start. I've seen people in their 70s, 80s, even 90s who thought their decline was inevitable, until they made small, consistent changes. Within weeks, they noticed more energy. Within months, their muscle strength improved, their balance steadied, their confidence returned. And with that confidence came something powerful. Hope. Hope that the next years could still be strong years, that the story of their life was still unfolding in ways they could shape. I want you to picture yourself 6 months from now. Imagine the difference in your daily life if your muscles were stronger, if your memory was sharper, if your energy lasted throughout the day. Imagine walking into the kitchen, grabbing that bowl of pistachios, and knowing that in that simple act, you are defending your independence. That is not wishful thinking. That is science in action. That is the healing power of food written into your biology. And let me leave you with this thought. Longevity is not just about adding years to your life. It is about adding life to your years. Every choice you make at the table can either build you up or break you down. So the next time you stand in front of your pantry, I want you to remember this story. Reach for the pistachios. Choose strength. Choose vitality. Choose to stay in charge of your own body and your own future. Because the truth is, the road to healthy aging is not built in giant leaps. It is built in the quiet, consistent decisions you make every single day. And today, you've discovered one of the most powerful of those decisions. Pistachios may be small, but their impact on your life can be enormous. So I invite you, starting today, to take that step. Add pistachios to your morning, to your snacks, to your dinners. Let them become part of your health story. And watch, over time, as your body responds, as your energy rises, as your independence endures. You deserve to age with strength, with clarity, with vitality. And sometimes all it takes is a single choice, a single food, a single handful. This nut beats eggs for protein, yes, but more importantly, it beats decline, it beats frailty, and it helps you win back the one thing that matters most, the life you want to live.